Dear students, I'm really very much happy to be present before you to take another class, particularly for the students of Honors Part 1. Uh, and today I would like to take a class on your poetry syllabus. And the first poem in your introduction to poetry is a poem or a sonnet written by William Shakespeare. And I would like to take a class on the sonnet of William Shakespeare today. And William Shakespeare is considered to be a versatile genius, and he is considered to be the greatest dramatist of English literature. Some critics also think in this way that William Shakespeare is the greatest dramatist of the world. But if we do not, you know, justify or do not uh, prove that whether William Shakespeare is considered to be the greatest dramatist of the world, as we do not have the capability to compare the literature of the whole world. But still, it is possible for us to evaluate William Shakespeare as the greatest dramatist of English literature, no doubt. But William Shakespeare has not only written drama, he had written, different types of drama, tragedy, comedy, tragicomedy, historical drama. But apart from this, William Shakespeare had also written many poems. And he had written 154 sonnets. That is a huge number. And those 154 sonnets had not been written for a single person. He had written these sonnets for for few persons, but one person is, evaluated more in his sonnets. And sonnet number 18, that is your first poem in Introduction to Poetry syllabus. And sonnet number 18 was also written for commemorating or for evaluating that person who is believed to be a very much close friend of William Shakespeare. And the name of that friend was Earl of Southampton. Actually, he was, named as, Earl of Southampton with his designation. And William Shakespeare was very much impressed with the personality of Earl of Southampton. And that is why William Shakespeare would like to, make Earl of Southampton, his close friend, immortal through the composition of the lines or of the poetry. And the name of the sonnet is actually the first line of the sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Here the poet had taken the first line of the sonnet as the title. And in this sonnet, we will find that William Shakespeare is trying to focus on the extraordinary personality of his friend. And he believed that if a person attains such a personality as Earl of Southampton had attained, that person will never be forgotten, and that person will always be remembered by the favorites. And, the person who will be a sort of extraordinary personality will never be, never be forgotten into the oblivion of time. And the poet initially would like to compare Earl of Southampton with Summer, but he believed that Summer is not perfect to be evaluated, with the personality of Earl of Southampton, because Earl of Southampton had some extraordinary characteristics that Summer had the lacking. And if we go through the poem line by line, then we will find how does William Shakespeare is trying to evaluate the extraordinary personality of his friend. And from the poem, it will be possible for us to get some lessons also. So, we should start the poem in this way. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The poet is asking a question. And through this question, actually, the poet is trying to express his, liking to compare the personality of his friend with someone. And he is asking the question in this way: shall I compare thee to a summer's day? William Shakespeare is thinking that he should compare his friend's personality with the summer's day, as the summer's day is very much, likable to the English people, because in England we know, or that cold is very much severe, and therefore it is expected that there should be some sort of sunshine, and the sunshine is considered to be very much, attractive to the English people, and so summer's day is also very much likable to them, and that is why the poet is thinking that he should compare his friend with the summer's day. But in the second line, he denounced his idea of comparing the personality of Earl of Southampton with the summer's day, because he is expressing in his opinion in this way, that the personality of his friend is more lively, more temperate in comparison to the summer's day. And so in the second line, the poet is expressing his opinion in this way: thou art more lovely and more temperate. Thou means his friend, that is the close friend of William Shakespeare, Earl of Southampton, is considered to be very much lovely, more lovely than summer's day, and more temperate. Summer's day is not very much temperate, as we find, or as we find William Shakespeare is claiming that his friend has the temperate personality. So, rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. He had given his opinions about the negative characteristics of the summer's day in this way. The first one is that the rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. In the summer's day, season is not, or the weather is not, climate is not always all the same. There may be sometimes very much rough winds, and because of those rough winds, the darling buds of May be shaken during the summer's day, and that is the negative characteristic of the summer's day here. And the summer's lease have all too short a day. The second negative characteristic is that the summer's day, the duration of the summer's lease means here duration. The duration of the summer, is very much short. So the first negative characteristic is that the summers, the summer has the rough winds which may shake the darling buds of the May. This is the first characteristic, negative characteristic. The second one is that the summer's duration is very much short, and it is not very much longer lasting. And the third one is that sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines. The eye of heaven here means the sun, the sunshine, the sun. The sun shines too hot during the summer's days sometimes, and that heat, extreme heat, may not be very much bearable to the English people for some times. Sometimes the heat may be so much scorching, so much burning, that it may not be bearable to the English people. So there we have got three negative characteristics of the summer's day here. The first one is the rough winds. The first one. The second one is the short duration of the summer, and the third one is that the extreme heat. But the personality of Earl of Southampton doesn't have the negative characteristics like this. As we find here, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. Sometimes during the summer's day, it may be found, but because of the rainfall or because of the cloud, presence of the cloud, the cold complexion of the summer may be dimmed. Sometimes there may be a scorching heat. Sometimes there may be the cloudy environment during the summer's day. So the summer's duration of the summer season is not always all the same. But the personality of Earl of Southampton doesn't have the change like this. It doesn't happen that sometimes the personality is so extreme, sometimes it is very much dark. Not like that. Every time the personality of Earl of Southampton is all the same, and he is living in this world with the same sort of personality, without any extreme heat, without any cloudy environment. And that is the extraordinary thing about a personality. Sometimes we find in our society a person is very much full of personality, but to some people, that person cannot show his personality in the similar way. And sometimes it may be found that his personality is found to be very much, dim, very much, very much dark. But here, summer season is like that. But all of Southampton is not a person like that during, according to William Shakespeare. And that is the greatness of a person like Earl of Southampton. And I think if a person has the personality like that, that is, he will have the personality all the time, all the same. That is definitely a very much positive characteristic that we find in the characteristic of, Earl of Southampton. And every fear from fear sometimes declines. It is true that all the fair things of the world may decline sometimes, but the personality of William Shakespeare's friend doesn't have that type of tendency to be declined, and he is, expressing in this way: by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed, because of accident, fair things may not be found in this world for the longer time, and may not be in existence for longer time because of accident. Chance means here accident, and the nature changing course until, and because of the change of nature's course, this is a common tendency. The nature is always changeable, and because of the changeable nature, it may happen that some fair things, all the fair things will be very much shorter lasting, but thy eternal summer shall not wear. Thy means here all of Southampton's. All of Southampton's, that is William Shakespeare's close friend, summer shall not fade. Here, summer doesn't mean actually summer. Here, summer means, the personality, extraordinary personality of Earl of Southampton. That extraordinary personality shall not fade, shall not be faded, like the, summer season, like the summer's day, like other fair things of the world. And that is why this personality is considered to be extraordinary, considered to be fairer than all other fair things of the world, because the personality of this extraordinary person will not be faded, where it will be all the same all the time. And nor possession of that fair thou wast. This fair personality that had been possessed by Earl of Southampton will never be lost, and always it will be possessed by this extraordinary personality. And nor shall death break thou wanderest in his shade. And even death, it is normal that death will snatch away the life of a person, and all the people will have to accept the cold test of death. And with the passage of time, all the people of the world will have to go to the grave or go to the hereafter world. And that is why then the personality will be faded, maybe thought by people like this. But William Shakespeare believed that if a person possesses personality like this, and that person may not be found on this earth physically, but mentally, psychologically, that person will always be remembered by the people around him, by the people who had followed him. And that is why that personality will always be, extraordinary. Even the death has not the capacity to snatch away that extraordinary personality. Well, it is true, because if we look around us, if we think about the extraordinary people of the world, we will find those people who had the extraordinary personality are still remembered by the people of the world. If we think about Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, if we think about all the great persons of the world, if we think about the religious leaders of different religions, if we think about the extraordinary personality in the history, if we think about the extraordinary personality of our society, then we will find, because of their extraordinary personality, those persons are always remembered as if they are before our eyes, as if they are talking with us, as if they are motivating us. And so that is very much true, that death cannot snatch away the extraordinary personality. Rather, the extraordinary personality will always be present on this world. And when in eternal lines to time thou growest, and William Shakespeare had the confidence that his lines, his poem will be eternal, will be everlasting, will be longer lasting. As long as English language is there, the poem of William Shakespeare will be there. And it was the confidence of William Shakespeare. And therefore, William Shakespeare is expressing in this way that the eternal lines will, make this friend grow. That is, whenever a person will go through this poem, and the readers will go through the poem, and all of Southampton will grow, will survive through the lines of the poem of William Shakespeare. It is true that as we are reading this poem now, and we are talking about all of Southampton, and this is not the ending. Other people will also read the poem of William Shakespeare, and all of Southampton will grow, will be remembered by the readers, and in this way the personality all of Southampton will always be evaluated by the readers all around the whole world. So long as men can breathe, or eyes can see, so long as men can, as long as men can breathe, men can breathe, as long as the eyes can see, the poems of William Shakespeare will be everlasting, according to William Shakespeare. And so long lives this, and so long the personality of all of Southampton will live, will survive, will grow, will be remembered, will be evaluated, will be a sort of motivation for the readers. And this gives life to thee. And this poem will give life to all of Southampton, and all of Southampton will be remembered by the readers again and again throughout the whole world, throughout the all the time ahead. And in this way, William Shakespeare has commemorated the personality of all of Southampton, has remembered the personality of all of Southampton, and he is actually evaluating the extraordinary personality. And he believed that if a person possesses personality like this, that person will always be a sort of motivation for all the people of the world, and that is definitely a sort of great, matter, great fact. And so, from this poem, the reader should get the lesson that we should try our level best to possess a personality like this. And if we can possess the personality like this, even death cannot snatch away our life, and death cannot hide the extraordinary personality. So I hope you have understood the poem easily. And if you try to follow my lecture from the right beginning to the end, I think it will be very much, easy or easier for you to understand the subject matter or the theme of the poem. Thanks to all of you for your patient hearing.